Hello farmers, welcome back to the Mythical Woods. March has arrived, spring is here, although it is still very cold, and our bank account has been drained with all the money that we had with our loan payments throughout the winter months. So I did go around the rest of the grass field and got our silage bales. Well, the rest of the grass kind of picked up. It was hard to see because, well, it was dark out. So this is what we currently have. But all these bales have been fermented. They're all silage bales. Now we can pop them into the BGA, which is great because our bank account, well, there's not much left into it. So let's get these on in. And really, I don't have anything else to do in the month of March. So we're just going to let the BGA do its thing, get some money on in. And then, of course, we got to get into the month of April, where we can get over to another field and start planting in the where the sorghum field is. We got to go ahead and plant some soybeans. So let's pop these on in here, one at a time. They should go. Yes. Oh, and I probably need to turn that production on because it's been turned off. And activate. There we go. Perfect. So the sawmills have been doing their things throughout the winter, piling up on planks and furniture. I don't know. Wait, I didn't check this month when I woke up. No, we're still good on storage. But we got plenty of planks and furniture. If we go to our stock market page, if we sell that at the peak time, you can see we're going to get $372,000 and $70,000 worth of planks and furniture. So that is a huge chunk of change. And silage, well, it says we got $91,000 worth of silage here at the peak time, but we're turning this into methane, electricity, and of course digestate. I have downloaded a mod for spreading or spraying digestate on the field, and it's compatible with precision farming, so that is what we want to do, I think, with the grass field. So, been keeping my eye on the sales page, see what comes up throughout the winter. A few interesting things, but nothing that we're really targeting for buying, which I hope to get to when we sell the planks and the furniture. Can I make it till June/July, because that is the peak time for that? I hope so. I think this BGA here is going to help us on out. But I would like to go ahead and get the digestate sprayer for the grass field before then, because, well, it needs to be fertilized. We cut it, we haven't fertilized it yet since then. Yeah, I did nothing throughout the winter months. I built up the rest of the grass that I could see because it was pitch black out. Even with the lights on, it was hard to see what I was doing. And yeah, I just pretty much went to the tent, and that was it. I left all the equipment here, and yeah, it said the heck with the winter. Did not like it at all. It snowed a few times. The snow I never saw accumulate, but really, I was just waking up at 9 a.m., having a cup of coffee until 10 a.m., and then going right back to bed. I was like a bear. I was hibernating throughout the winter. Didn't want nothing to do with it. So we'll get these into the BGA. As you can see, we got plenty of bales. In the future, what I hope to do in the next cut, possibly, is when we have our stationary baler, the Guvile, I would like to kind of put it right over here, because the good thing about this BGA and the setup that we can have, let me just double check on it just to make sure, but this BGA does not accept grass. Grass is not something that accepts, so we can see we can make, we can bring in silage, slurry, manure, sugar beet cut, sugar beet and potatoes, and straw. So basically, when I take the grass and it wraps it on up, and if it goes into the trigger, it's not going to take it. So basically, the bales will just sit there until they have been fermented into silage, and then the BGA will take it. So we can kind of like stockpile it right on the trigger if we want to. And that is probably what we're going to do. The only issue that we're going to have is, as you can see, we got tons of bales. And I don't know how it's all going to stack here. That trigger's not that big. So that may or may not work. I mean, I could put like the first 5 or 6 bales there, and then the other ones we're going to have to pile somewhere else. I thought about using a shed like we're using on Western Australia, but really, the bales are wrapped. They should be airtight, so sitting out in weather conditions should not matter at all on it. So we'll just probably, we'll figure it out. We'll stockpile them somewhere. And this is going to take quite a while to get all these bales on in. But as we saw, this BGA is going to process through the silage all in this one in-game month. And yeah, we should have a whole bunch of cash coming on in for the electricity and the methane. Digestate, yep, we are stockpiling that for our sprayer that we're going to have at some point. But there are many things I do want to buy. I want to buy the Kloss tractor so we can get ourselves a decent mower, the butterfly mower, and a front mower for that. We're going to need a very small forage wagon, only because the Guvile stationary baler, the max it can hold, if I remember when I read it correctly, I think it's like 20 or 25,000 liters. So getting a huge forage wagon doesn't really help us out too much, other than I guess I could, you know, pick up a lot of grass and then just leave the forage wagon there, and every once in a while just dump some on in. But I mean, the baler is going to, well, I used the modded one back in 17 and it baled up pretty quickly. I don't know about the one here in 22, how quickly it works. I mean, it's a baler, so I assume it's going to work like a normal baler in some sense. All right, let me go around. Let me pick up some more bales here. I'm going to fill this on up because every what, 5,500 liters for every bale, and I think that holds 75,000 liters. So yeah, it's not going to take too long before that is filled up, and we can slowly advance some time. And we can see how much money we bring in an hour. The BGA is full, and I got a good amount of bales waiting to be accepted from the BGA. So let's go ahead and we'll put this last one in, and we'll advance till top of the hour. I would like to see where this money actually goes on the economy page. Sometimes I think the game just picks a category and puts it there. I'm not sure if it's always consistent. I turned on the interactive zone markers so I could possibly see how big that trigger is. Alright, let's advance till the top of the hour and get ourselves some money in the bank. Yep, all that's going by the wayside. How about that? 20 grand. So where did that go on the economy page? What does that classify as? Just says sold product. So it's not from harvest income. It's just considered sold product. So there's 21,000, and we still got... Hang on a second. Let me get that bale to drop. And took that one there. And I still got all those bales here to pick up. So, yeah, it should be like another maybe 20,000. Boy, that doesn't sound that good, does it? I think on the economy page or the stock market page, it said with the silage we were going to get like 90,000 from it. Yeah, we're still going to get like 40,000 if I sold that as silage. It seems like the electric charge is not that good. 349, and methane sells for 449 max price. And price currently, have no idea what it is. Have no idea what it is. That's interesting. Or is that, I don't know if that's a flat rate it goes by. I have no idea. Although it says the max month to sell it in is March. And that's where we're at. Alright, so let me go around for like another 5-10 minutes. Pick up the rest of these bales. And we'll get the BGA all squared away for the day. And then we can get on to April, where we can start planting some soybeans. Finally down to the last bale. Yeah, next time we do this, or at least with the silage bales, hopefully they'll all be just piled up around the BGA, not have to go around the field, because that's taking quite a few trips back and forth. And now we can kind of skip through the month a little bit and see actually how much money we made from all these silage bales at the BGA by doing electricity and methane. Alright, let's speed up some time here. Slowly the silage bales will disappear. Alright, they're all gone. We're up to 45,000. And the BGA, let's go to here. BGA, yeah, it's almost all the way through. Yeah, it seems like we're not actually earning as much if I were just to sell the silage at the peak time. So we made about 70,000 actually if we go to here. Are we all the way through? We still got some electricity to sell. So let's get to noon and that one should sell. There we go. Alright, so BGA should be empty. But we do have digestate. Got to keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and deactivate that. So I think the stock market page said like 93,000 I would have got with the silage. And we sold this for 71. So 20,000 less. But if I were to sell the digestate, which we're not doing, digestate is not worth that much. But what it will do when we fertilize the grass field, it will save us on fertilizer. So I'm about breaking even, I guess. But I guess the other good thing is with the silage, I would have to wait until December to sell it. At least with the BGA, we can always pump it in and it'd be good to go. So yeah, look at all that money sitting there waiting to be brought in. Yeah, the planks and furniture, the price right now is like at its worst. Planks right here, we're in March, but you can see the prices skyrockets the next couple of months. So that is going to be good for us. Let me turn off the interactive zone markers. We don't need those. Actually, I'm going to leave this tractor here. And we'll grab the Fiat and the See and Spot weed sprayer. And we'll head back to the farm. But at least we got 71,000 in the bank account. Got to line up a little bit better than that. There we go. And, yep, we can go ahead and skip to the month of March now. Get to April. Swap out the See and Spot sprayer for our John Deere drill, direct drill, and head over to the sorghum field. Oh, but before we skip to the month, I should check at the farmers' plots. I did check it a couple times throughout winter, and nothing has really changed yet on that front. But we'll give it another look here in just a second. Also, I did notice throughout the winter months, if you remember, I was checking on our precision farming score for like this field. And I couldn't figure out why the soil sampling score was on the low side. That is because over here by the sheds, it's considered a grass field, and I didn't do soil sampling over here. So I could do one of two things. I could either, you know, re-drill the field and do some soil sampling, or paint the ground so it's not technically a field anymore. Alright, so what I need to do here is, I don't really need fertilizer because we're going to be planting soybeans. But we will top off with the seed. And let's switch that over to soybean. There we go. No, we don't need fertilizer, and we can park that right there for now. Let's have a look at the farmers' fields around here. What do we got here? 52% over, 52%, 81%. It's changing a little bit, but really not at all. Do we have anything? This one right here I would like to buy. That's 81%. What about the Corey? 109% over. Do we have anything that's relatively almost base price or in the blue? Anything? That was 34% over. Still not great. 15%, 81, 15%, 15%. I mean, Bueller, anything? 109% over. Well, there's one that's actually on the cheap side. So they do exist. But it's always the one where all of the roads that we take intersect. So, yeah, probably not the best thing to be doing here. Well, how about where I bought this field over here? Anything? There's one just for 15% over. Wow, the dynamic field prices are really being a kick in between the legs right now. Yeah, so if I come over to here, as I was mentioning, you can see field info. This is technically a field where I was cutting down trees before, so So I did have another thought on the way over here. Now they got 71,000. I do want the slurry tanker. So how much is that slurry tanker from John? Oh, okay. It's a lot more expensive than I thought it was. And I do got to add the John Deere manure sensing on there. So that brings the price up to 86,400, which we do not have. And I'm not going to sell any planks when the price is going to be going up. All right, let's go ahead and we will snooze until morning. Kind of hoping it's not raining out, but if it is, it's not that big of a deal. The only thing I got to do is plant the soybeans. Well, the sun is out, which is good. Great demand at Elm Creek, does not really matter. We're going to check the store page. JCB Fast Track. 348 horsepower for 150,000. The tractor I was going to buy, which was, where is it? 185,000. And that would be just for the base 205 horsepower. Do I need that big of an engine? No, I don't. But for the price, it's only got 13 hours on it. Not what I was expecting, but do I want to? Let me go plant the field of soybeans and then we'll figure it out. How is the pricing of the planks looking today? Let's see, 24.47, 28.59, 38.06, 44. So I mean that price has still got to go up quite a bit, I would think. Ooh, can I borrow enough money? I could borrow 200 grand. I don't know, but I think my mind may have been made up just by that alone. And then I can pay back that loan here in a little bit. So not only can I buy, just take out the max loan, may as well. The series is not going to go on, another month and we're out of here pretty much. Or maybe. I'm still trying to decide when 25 comes along if I want to extend this series or not. Western Australia will end when 25 comes. But this series here, we will see. I may actually turn this into maybe a live stream series on this one, but really with 25 being out, maybe I should live stream that one. Yeah, in case you missed the announcement, live streams will be coming to the channel, or may actually have already taken place. Not too sure. I did get my brand new internet finally, has arrived at my location, so I am now capable of doing some live streams. I just haven't figured out a whole bunch of stuff yet. So as I'm recording this, I haven't done one. Have done some testing for live streaming, and I can live stream in 4K. So if you got 4K monitors and are able to watch in 4K, that's great for you. So I can live stream in 4K. Yeah, so I've been testing all that stuff out and getting used to OBS, or I tried a couple different softwares, but yeah, just gotta get everything in check. Just haven't got to live streaming as of yet, but as you see this, maybe it's already happened. Don't know. But anywho, getting back to this, let's get the soybean in, and then, I think we'll take out a loan and not only buy the JCB, but also buy the slurry sprayer so we can get that field, grass field, taken care of. So wait, am I remembering this correctly? Did I, where are we here? Crop rotation. Follow sorghum, soybean, 115. That's what we're looking for. All right. Oh, and should I also look, since I'm, I can keep it on my mind as I'm drilling here, because we did go to a new month. What do we got here? 86%, 86%. Seemed like that went back up a little bit. 60%, 60%. They're probably putting crops in the field. Yeah. Just not getting lucky with the field prices at all. Well, wow, everything is just way over. And I've noticed that in Western Australia as well. It seems like most of the pricing seems to be over the base price. I think you got to be like real early on in the series to buy at a discount. I mean, I guess occasionally you might get lucky, but it doesn't seem like that's happening to us here currently. But when I go to sell those planks and that furniture in a couple of months, that's a lot of money being brought in, which is great, but yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how I want to approach this series now. Do I want to buy the quarry, which is going to be essential to do some of the specific production buildings for this map, like making asphalt, making gold. We need the material that's inside the quarry. So I would need to buy that first before I buy the production buildings, but I guess I'll worry about that when June and July comes rolling around. And of course the sawmill's still going to be making more of that product. So even though we're seeing that we're going to get that much money, we still got April, May, so we got a couple more months for it to make even more. Alright, don't have access to that land? No problem. Alright, let's go ahead and we'll turn on the radio. We'll get this field planted of soybeans. And next month we'll have to spray it for weeds. And then we'll go talk to the bank. We'll take out the max loan that they'll give me. And we'll buy that JCB, an unexpected buy, but, you know, it'll help us zoom around the map as well. And we'll get that slurry sprayer, the Joskin slurry sprayer, and we can spray that grass field.
Not afraid to bring it up. We laugh when times are rough. All of is enough to carry us through. You bring me roses on a Tuesday, kiss me at the red light. We both like to walk down in Shelby Park. You hold my head at bedtime. You know my favorite wine. This is why we work. Why it's you and I. In the middle of the day, you turn to me and say, come on, let's get away. Skip this town for a day. Get behind the wheel and drive. We don't care about the time with you by my side. I don't need to hide, I feel alive. You bring me coffee in the morning, posted with a love note. We both like to take it on a Sunday night. You know just when to kiss me. You know I don't like whiskey. This is why we work, why it's you and I. Down the line, people will forget the reason why they walk down the aisle. They lose their love to everyday life. That's not you and I. You bring me roses on a Tuesday, kiss me at the red light. We both like to walk down in Shelby Park.
When we happen to get another field of this size, I think it'll be time to upgrade the drill. Don't need to go too crazy on it. You know, I think this is, what, a 3 or 4 meter? I think getting like a 6 to an 8 meter wide drill would be perfect for what we do here. But this took a little while to get drilled, so I mean, getting another field this size and having to do a couple of them per year, yeah, we'll have to upgrade our drill. But really, with the setup that we have, I think this is the biggest drill we could have gone with anyways. If I was just keeping the fields that we got, then I wouldn't upgrade at all. This is perfectly fine. Alright, one more pass, and yeah, we got the whole field planted without needing more seed. And soybeans are in. All right, let's get the tractor off the field in case I forget about it and leave it here for a month. Although it wouldn't hurt the crop at all, but we'll go just park it up here at this lovely little, I guess I'll call it a rest area for now. All right, let's go ahead and talk to the bank, shall we? Just give me all the money. 190,000 is good. And we can do it. If I do it for 5 years, that's only 34 per month. Yeah, I guess that's fine. It doesn't matter because it's not going to take me 5 years to pay it back. I say that, but I'm hoping that when June comes, with all these planks, maybe we will pay back some of these loans. All right. So in the store, luckily it's still here. Yeah, this tractor is way bigger than what we need on the farm. But hey, when it's a lot cheaper than the tractor you were going to buy for less horsepower, why not? Wheel setup. Yeah, I don't think we need anything on that. Can I get BKTs on this? BKTs always just look better to me. I don't know why. And wide tires, yes. So 150,000 for a 350 horsepower tractor. Thank you very much. Let's go in here now and buy the slurry tanker. Where is it? Way at the end here. And the only thing I really need to add is the manure sensing BKTs. Yes, we can. Standard, wide tires. Why not? It's only $500 more. So that's $86,900. Leaving me with $18,000. But now we got ourselves a beast. As for, you may be asking, well, you got the grass field you got to mow in a couple months. Well, we'll have to sell some planks and probably buy the mowers. And as I said, I want to lease the stationary baler and give it a try. Just because I haven't used it in a while. It may be something that'll be fun for like one time, and then I may change my mind and be like, you know what? Yeah, let's go back to just a standard baler and a wrapper. Now, I would always recommend just getting the baler and the wrapper. One, you know, money-wise, you're spending a lot less. Two, I think it's going to be faster. You don't have to buy as much material. But I'm just doing the stationary baler just because it's a little bit different than what we've been doing. Let's go ahead and move the Valmet. Park that over here to the side. Got stuck on the wheel of the tractor, I think. Boy, this tractor looks flippin' huge. I should just have to pull over to here and start filling. Forgot how much we had for slurry here, or digestate, sorry. Well, over 100,000 liters. That should be enough for this field. You would hope. Okay, let's go ahead and unfold this. Lower that down. And it should be reaching the right amount of digestate that we need for the field. Let me just double check on this. Nitrogen is, well, it looks like it's actually going over. But it is saying that it's perfect. I'm 90 out of 65. I mean, if it says it's perfect, I'm not going to argue with it. Now, we do still have stones in our fields. We will get to stone picking maybe at some point. But a JCB tractor with 350 horsepower was something I was not expecting to be getting this episode. I was actually thinking the Kloss or something in that general horsepower range. But since this tractor is there, yeah, it's hard to pass it up sometimes. And really, now we shouldn't have any problem for anything I want to use on this farm this JCB should be able to handle it. Of course, having a top speed of 45 miles an hour will whip us around the Mythical Woods at a good rate for sure. Really is going to come in handy when I sell all the planks and furniture, because if you remember last time I sold them, I was having a rough time with the Fiat because I overloaded that trailer trying to sell what we had, and yeah, top speed was absolute garbage. Not the tractor's fault, it was just that I had it overloaded. But now with the JCB, that should not be an issue. Alright, so I am going through the digestate at a pretty good rate, but yeah, we do have 100,000 liters of it. And now we are getting free fertilizer from the BGA. Oh yeah, I was going to create a road, wasn't I, from the sawmills down to the road here, cutting on through. I don't know if I want to now. I think I may want the entire grass field going on through. I mean, and since it is just a grass field, I guess it's not going to hurt too much. You know, we can drive on through it. We're not going to destroy the crop. Yeah, this is actually a pretty good working width for the grass field. If we ever get an abundance of digestate, I could always pre-fertilize a field I know I'm going to put like a cereal crop in, because that requires a lot of fertilizer, and that will reduce the cost there. I don't have a place to sell the digestate. I could put down, I know, the sell everything sell point, and of course we could sell the digestate there, but I'd rather just use it on the grass field. Let me just see how the fertilizer is looking here. Yeah, it's actually over fertilizing, so that is interesting. Not acting quite like a fertilizer spreader does with precision farming. But maybe what it's doing, because when the grass grows, it's going to absorb some of that nitrogen, so by the time I come to harvest it, the numbers will have decreased and match what it needs to be at harvest time. So maybe that's what it's doing with the slurry sprayer. Round and round we go. If I miss a few spots here and there, that's alright. Alright, that slurry actually got us around quite a bit. Can I leave this unfolded and fill up? Of course, if I back up to the pipe, I would be able to. Wonder how big of a trigger this is. Not there yet. There we go. Yeah, I did like the slurry spraying on Tuscany so much, that's why I decided to do it here also. Tuscany... Wait, on Tuscany, did I do precision farming there? No, I did not. No, we did not do precision farming on Tuscany. I was like, why didn't I use the John Deere sensing on the slurry tanker there? It's because we didn't do precision farming on that map. So this grass field will be ready in June. So that's almost a perfect time to sell the planks and the furniture. So that will fund the mowers. I won't actually have to lease the mowers. So we can buy the mowers. I guess buy the forage wagon, or should I lease them? Maybe I'll lease the forage wagon, because if I decide not to stay with the stationary baler, then the forage wagon doesn't become that helpful either. So maybe we'll lease a forage wagon and the stationary baler, give it a go. Yeah, that was the one thing I learned the last time I used the stationary baler. It's like, for what I do with it, wouldn't it be better just to get a all-in-one baler wrapper? And for the cost of the stationary baler, it's rather expensive. But speaking of expensive, as I think I did talk about last episode, Farming Simulator 25, that's where it's going to get expensive with all the new crops and all the harvesters we need for those crops. If you happen to have a farm where you want to do almost all the crops that are in the game, you're going to spend millions upon millions just on harvesters alone. You need a special harvester for the vegetables. You need a special one for sugar beet, for potatoes, for spinach, for peas. The list goes on and on. Cotton. I know I'm missing some in there. Of course, your standard harvesters that do cereal grain and corn. But it won't be long before, maybe like Mark Thor with his root crop harvester, does an all-in-one. Which is nice. Yeah, but we will, when 25 comes out, we will definitely give all the machines a proper go. And as I mentioned in yesterday's episode of Western Australia, the day the FS25 comes out, I will be most likely live streaming that and just going through and testing out and trying a whole bunch of the new stuff. I think the hard part for me is going to be, I'm so used to logging into a new Let's Play on a save and open up the easy developer mod and just add in the money that way or whatever. I kind of forgot on the developer command mod, or when you do the developers stuff, all the codes that you need to select what you're trying to do. I may have to get a website up to remind me which one it is to add money and do flight mode. Alright, so probably just one more time I'll have to fill up with slurry. Sorry, digestate now. It's not slurry, it's digestate. And this grass field's going to be good in the month of June. I will say, though, the series does seem kind of weird when I'm skipping so many months at a time because I don't have to take care of any animals. And the sawmills are not really going through the wood that much. Although, probably sometime here in late summer, early fall, I'm going to have to start getting some more wood back into those sawmills. Speaking of the sawmills, let me just double check where we're sitting on those. Let's go ahead here. Still got like 40,000, 46,000, 58,000. And I think when it comes time to sell the planks or furniture, which would be next episode, probably going to lease a trailer, auto-loading trailer to grab those because that's a lot of pallets to load. I've still got plenty of digestate here. So the slurry spreader I knew I was getting today. Tractor, a bigger tractor I knew I was getting today as well. Just not the one that we ended up with. Although it does need to be repaired. But right now, I think I'll wait on that because, well, as we know now, I got all the max money I can borrow from the bank. So I got 18,000. And I don't want to spend it currently But at the very beginning of next episode, planks and furniture will be sold. And we'll be rich once again. Actually, sorry, at the beginning of next episode, we will be back in the soybean field that we just planted very quickly. We got to spray for those weeds. You got to get rid of the weeds first. Then we'll move on to the month of June. Where I'll be right back in this field doing some grass work, but in a different way. So actually, I could probably use a shed down here as well for this slurry tanker. All right, that's good enough. I got a couple small spots I know I missed, but overall, it is looking pretty good. Yeah, that field's going to look a little bit off because grass doesn't require that much nitrogen. The soybean field requires no nitrogen, and you can kind of see our small little field back at the farmyard where that's got canola in it. That does require a decent amount of fertilization. But welcome to the farm, Mr. Fast Track. You're going to be very welcome here, especially when I start zooming across from the farmyard to wherever I need to be going. That's definitely going to come in handy. And the grass field, yep. We'll be getting to that soon as well. Yeah, these stones, I got to see about the stone picker and picking them up after a harvest. All of our fields has stones in them, so they're slightly damaging our equipment as we move forward. Just remind me, when do I harvest canola on this map here? Probably the same as most others, right? So canola is in July, so not June. All right, so we can kind of focus on this grass field once again. I know. Seems like that's all I've done the last 3 episodes is this grass field. But when we started, it was a meadow. Now it's a grass field. And the next time, yep, forage wagon and a stationary baler. And we'll probably just put the bales like right over here. And we'll just have to keep moving them out of the way. But anywho, if you made this far in the video and you like what you saw, don't forget to hit that like button. Helps out the channel and the video more than you know. And also while you're down there, if you haven't done so, might want to hit that subscribe and notification bell as well so you don't miss out on more content like this. But that's going to wrap it up for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in the Mythical Woods. But until then, have a good one.